Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream. Not live stream, recording. We don't do these live. Fuck that. My name is Nitsify.
God.
What? What?
God, that's legendary start as always. Hi everyone.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Monster Campaign. I'm your host Nitsify. That is my co-host Acrid. He plays Count Dragos, the Bing Bong red boy. Today
Cheese.
He's a cheese wheel. You know what? Roll D100.
No.
Brother. Let's see what you get. Let's see what you get.
It's 49.
Okay, you do not become a wheel of cheese. If you got a 10 or
Thank
under,
God.
you are gonna become a wheel of cheese. Okay.
Why?
So, because I can.
Fuck you. Oh, there's a...
I'm the DM of this campaign, the monster campaign. In case you didn't know.
Wait, what?
What? What do you? What? Why? Why?
I'm sorry, this is... Okay, I guess fucking background shit. I found there's a new class, apparently.
Okay.
Called the Gunslinger.
Don't. Okay, maybe what I'm thinking of is a homebrew subclass that we have. I don't remember if this
Yeah,
is
no, it's a
official or not.
full-on class. There's a full-on class now.
So, isn't there just a subclass of gunslinger, or is that homebrew? For fighter?
That's a homebrew class.
Okay.
That's a massively... Like, anything gun-related is homebrew.
Why?
Nothing gun... Yeah, no, the only one that's base is from Critical Role. And it's called, like, I think Arcane Gunslinger? I think?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's what I'm thinking of, the arcane gunslinger for fighters. I'm pretty sure it's a fighter subclass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do they need a whole new class for that? What? Not in the, like, I'm not mad about it. I'm just kind of confused about it. Like, they've also, like, heavily...
Probably
okay,
so...
Like, little tangent here. D&D has heavily pushed aside and kind of shot... basically in the foot any usage of guns in their games from the get-go, let alone artificers. What's inspired this random push?
They also added...
Yeah?
So, apparently this specific, this class, it comes out with it comes with 14 new firearms and 3 new feats for gunslinging people.
Uh-huh. Also, hold
9
on, we have to
new
pause. Alright, I'm back. Legit, this has happened the last, I think, 3 or 4 times now in a row. The last few recordings, where as I try to start a recording, someone calls me that I have to answer. So this has been like a reoccurring theme lately. Alright. Yeah. People. Next time I'm ignoring a call. Fuck that. They can leave a voicemail. I don't care. Either way, hello everybody. So yeah, the Gunslinger Ranger. So they've added in a bunch of new guns and.
It's a gunslinger class.
Okay.
It's a gunslinger class, yeah.
Huh.
It literally is. So I looked at it a bit more. I'm probably gonna spend the money because I'm curious.
Yeah. Is it actually good though?
There's spell slings, so you've got spell shooting gun people.
Okay.
Deadeye, which is a sniper. You have a stealth focused gun user.
So did they get like a silencer?
Dude, no, let me show you what the fuck this shit looks like. It's so stupid.
Okay,
oh
yeah,
my
I need
God.
to see this. I need to see this. Hello everybody, welcome to the podcast where we get distracted randomly. We do D&D, I swear. It's just very homebrew D&D, and we make fun of...
This fucking...
Is that... Okay,
It's a dragonborn in a suit!
Okay, hold on. I'm pulling this up in browser so I can get a good look at this. Be a suave, covert, operative focused on stealth and subterfuge. It's a dragonborn with human skin looking scales. Like the scales are the color of human skin. In a suit and tie. I know it's not AI. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not AI, but that fucking looks like AI. God damn.
And then you have white hats, which is another class, and they're apparently like more lawful gunslingers that apparently shelter their allies from
Yeah.
harm. High rollers play liar's dice against the DM and win. Okay. Also, apparently there's a trick shot variant that literally just their whole gimmick is "fuck you, I hit you."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh,
Right.
man. Alright. So,
Right.
anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, so finally, we're gonna get back on track, everybody. In case you don't know, in the last episode of the monster campaign. No, shut up.
Okay.
in the last episode, it's pretty simple what happened. If you don't know, I guess go watch, or you may have just forgotten. Essentially, in the last episode, it's pretty simple. They attacked the town, finally. They finally began the beginning of the sieges. They also upgraded a lot. It's that weird thing, it's like you might be expecting more, because that was like 3 hours. I think like a quarter of it was just Count Dragos evolving. Because he decided, finally, to grab the 13 races and other random monsters in his base and went, give me your DNA, because I need evolutions. So we had to sit there for like, I think 30 or 40 minutes, just telling him what he got from each race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Besides that, I mean, yeah, he took down the captain of the guard, and he sent off the Obana with, the Mercsen, and some of the monsters they freed in the town to go take over the other coastal town while they go deal with the capital. So yeah. You now have, excuse me, goodness gracious. You now have the final place to attack, which is, ow, my knee, the capital. It actually didn't even hurt. I don't even know why I said ow to begin with. Like, I didn't feel anything from that. Yeah, no, you get to attack the capital. I know you said behind the scenes, because I asked before, because I need to know what sheets I was grabbing today. You are bringing Zergog, let me double check. So you are bringing, god damn it, where is it? There it is. You're bringing Urzog, Mistis, and Nightshade. And people might be like, who the fuck's Nightshade? You haven't said that name before. That's the Ubagabi that evolved into a Yugadine. That is the Countess. She didn't have a name, now she does.
I was working on it. I forgot to give her a name.
So, in other words, you have a rock alligator, a gas earth elemental, essentially, that can petrify people, and a person made of tar, driven by anger and spite. So yeah, that's your main group for attacking probably the king in the capital. Question is, how do you plan to actually siege the capital?
Simple.
Uh-huh.
Explosives.
Do you want to look
Don't
for
have any.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, y'all have, like, the fucking spore bombs, but you probably used a lot of it on that first raid in the town. You can have more made.
That's... honestly, we'd probably have to make more shit, because we need things to actually open up the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, artificers get to work for a couple days.
Oh, you're actually taking days. You were talking, like, last session that you were just gonna attack on the fucking fly, like, as soon as you got done with this place. Okay.
I don't know. It's a weird, like, yes, I want to take some time, but also I really don't want to give that city any fucking time at all to plan or prep.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it's like a mix of, I kind of want to just blitz them and have their souls be done with.
That's fair. That is fair.
But also, I'm not trying to suicide my people.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So I guess the question is, yeah, they can start working on their stuff. They can start prepping stuff again. Some of them can even go scavenge around, see what they can find inside the cities, because they might not have to make as much as they had to do by hand this time, because they'll probably have stuff they can take from the town you took over. That is something to keep in mind. But what are you gonna be doing? Excuse me. Sorry. What are you gonna be doing? Because I know you also have things that you probably should do to try and prep for the eventual fight with Nier, too. Should you actually choose to go after that?
I don't honestly know what I can do. I don't have much capability with, like, making of stuff.
There
Or
are...
anything.
This is me throwing stuff out there. There are the gods that you still need to reach out to. Or you don't have to, but you can. It'll
Yeah, I gotta reach out.
run, but...
I'll reach out to the. I forgot about the fucking toxic god. Yeah,
Okay, so you're...
I need to reach out to them because that's the only one I have communication with.
Yeah, because he's the one that's tied to your ring. Yeah, you can try and reach out to Ordrin. So you can roll me a religion check, and you can see if you can try and get a hold of him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll a religion check. Yay. Fucking, what's the plus to that?
I don't
4.
know.
Okay, that's a 16.
Better than Urzog with a +1. All right. So
Yeah, so I got a dirty 16.
okay. The dirty 16, you can at least get a feeling in your head, like as if you're connected to something.
Okay. But I'm guessing I don't get anywhere with that.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, not all my gods will pull you into a domain directly. So there's a shot
Okay.
you can still try and talk. He might just be listening, just like, what? Like, you just know you're connected to something, so like it's everything of like,
man.
you feel like your mana got connected to something. So it's like, okay, I'm connected to something, cool.
Cool. Hell yeah. Honestly, yeah, he would, honestly, he'd be pretty sure he would just state into the void the statement of, I was connected to you through Count Vaughn. Count Vaughn, I'm pretty sure, is going to die because we have a god that is losing his shit and killing everyone. So Count Vaughn connected me to you in the hopes you might be able to help me.
You would feel for a bit there, like, you think this into your head telepathically, I guess. There's no other way to really put that.
Yeah.
You pray. And it's silent for a bit. And you get this feeling, no voice, but you get this feeling like as if there is a response of just a simple, what is your name?
Count Dragos.
And what are you exactly looking for with help?
Probably with dealing with Nier, honestly. Probably fucking Nier help, because Nier might fucking throw hands with me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, it's just like he can tell even like it's very clear in Dragos things. Even Dragos doesn't really know what's coming.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dragos doesn't know what he's walking into, so he's like, I don't know, like probably this, but I don't even know if this is gonna be a thing. Like, I don't know. But I'm reaching out because I'm pretty sure the god that created me is dead. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's fair. It's fair. So, I'm gonna send a picture of him in a second here because you will say that back and you'll get this feeling as if like basically you're not you don't even have your eyes closed. I would imagine you're probably still trying to do stuff in like on the side while you're doing this, and you just feel your vision just slowly start fading, like as if you're going blind. And then it goes black. And then slowly this dark green comes into view, and then it becomes a lighter green. And you can see these almost shadow-like trees begin to form around you, with this like black and dark green, and sometimes glowing green leaves forming within the branches. It's not you appear in the place and everything's already there. It's like it's forming around you, like as if it's just being brought to life. And you can see the ground underneath you is a bunch of roots. It is like these brown tree-like roots that are beginning to form underneath you. It went from originally from just void to this brown dirt to eventually these roots beginning to form underneath your feet. And that's when you'd look forward and you'd finally see, while looking around in between all the shrubbery and everything else, these bright green glowing eyes looking you dead center. There are no pupils, there's only the eyes. But it's this man with this like black like hair that's pretty messy. Almost kind of like a lot of it kind of like almost ignores gravity in a way. And then there is a bit of it that is braided up and put in like a braided ponytail that basically trails behind him like a tail. Basically going down to his knee. He has his face and a portion of his upper body is completely just shadow black. Like you can't see the proper facial features of this man. And these green kind of like diagonal squares with holes inside of them form around his body like tattoos, glowing this like bright, almost radiated green. And this dark blue baggy pants that kind of go around his waist. No shirt, of course, and black tattoos that go on both sides of his arms. And you can see that there are these like glowing green, black, and dark green spores that seem to swirl around his like ankles, sometimes around his hands, kind of like shifting where they go. But they seem to stay in mainly balls and like almost herds, kind of acting like insects. As you can now see, the very god that you met up with, Ordorin, the eldritch god of spores and disease.
well, hello there.
Uh-huh. He would look to you, and he would just go, right. So you're the one that Count Vaughn spoke of. You plan to take on a god as a mortal?
Possibly. It depends if he gets in the way. I don't like the fact he's nuking my world. But just that I am immortal. But if he does do something, because I know I will be attacking one of his temples, because it's in the capital that I'm trying to take over. If he shows up because I'm attacking his temple, then I will fight him.
Considering the way he is, and from the little bits that I've seen, it sounds more or less that he show up for an attack on the temple, and more of that might halt his ability to do what he's doing. However, if you wish to help Count Vaughn, getting some strength and eventually trying to appear in Vaughn's domain when things go south might be your best plan of action.
Okay.
I can help you somewhat with this. Gods aren't immortal, after all. Let me see what I can do. Normally I'd ask for a deal. Normally my deals aren't very nice towards both parties, me and the other. However, I owe Count Vaughn one anyways. He gave me a vessel after all. And he would basically, you would see the spores kind of start revolving around his hands as he would begin moving his hands, basically placing his hands together or like clasping them, and then begin just extending them out like as if like when people go like this fish was this big type of thing.
Yeah.
He would slowly start extending them out with the palms facing towards each other, further and further away, slowly outwards, as this, like, essentially a greatsword of sorts would begin to form. And it is being purely made of the black spores that he seems to be forming around his body, like at all times. And it is this like blackened green blade, basically like a very dark green blade, that on the edges it begins to glow this like neon radiated green. Something that, you know, like the type of green that you think of when you think of radiation.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And he would throw it to the side of you, and it would like basically plunge into the roots, sticking up. You can take that. You won't be able to wield it right now, per se. You're not strong enough yet. But keep it equipped. I think when you get done with the capital, that will be more than enough. Think it as a god-slaying sword.
Fucking then present 3-foot ass fucking this 3-foot little Oralite picks up this great sword like, I got it.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah.
Oh god.
As he look at you and just go, well, if that is all, then I will be seeing you out.
I will leave you alone. I appreciate the help.
I wish you luck. And spores would begin to swirl around your body, and then they cover your entire body like insects. As your body begins to feel like as if it is disintegrating. And then you disappear out of his realm, and you slowly regain your vision. You can see, like, I'm gonna be real, you can see, like, Heist is staring at you, like, hey, you good? You alright? Boss?
Huh? Oh, hi.
Okay, you're back. Hi. What happened?
Oh. Oh. They just hear the, oh. Where's the sword? Oh, it's there still. Cool.
Yep.
He like looks at his back, and now there's a great sword there, and he's just like, oh my head. I just fucking...
The crazy thing is that when you came back, it looks like as if the greatsword has fitted itself to your size.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I won't be rolling a disadvantage for fucking...
No. So the fun thing about that sword is that because it's made of spores, it can constantly malleate itself. So whenever someone actually is properly able to attune to it, it'll basically make itself the perfect size for the user. Meaning that both small and big races alike can all use this thing and use it as a proper greatsword. Meaning that the smaller races where it's like, where people are like, you're a dwarf, you can't use a greatsword. The dwarf can look at this greatsword and go, oh yeah? So, yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
You have that. I'll be real, you were like out of consciousness for like 30 fucking minutes. In the
that
mortal
checks.
realm. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah,
Just the most like
ordering.
great. Yeah, no, he's cool. I love how he himself is literally like, my deals suck. Moving on.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things where he's like, listen, I have no ulterior motives. A lot of Eldritch Gods where they had that quote-unquote free shit isn't actually free. I'll be real. My shit ain't free. Like, people think that people think that they get stuff from Yanessa for free, and then they realize they're test experiments.
Yup.
Oh god. Yeah, no. Any Eldritch God in my world, there's something that always comes from it in the process. It's really just what is the downfall? There's always something. The question is just what. Because at the end of the day, they're not here because they want to be. They're here because they see power. That's the majority of those Eldritch Gods. So, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. Alright. Unless there's anything you can think of, the people will basically just get ready for the next siege. Druster can be found kind of just helping out with, like, whatever they can. It's kind of just scrounging through the destroyed town, like, you know, areas like, alright, what can I use for this? Can I use this chunk of roof for, like, launching out of a catapult? Can we use this? Stuff like that. You have the Yugadine kind of keeping an eye on the fucking hostages of the town, so when you actually did take alive. So the Yugadine seem to have mainly made themselves as, don't fucking move. Don't even. I've filled and covered you with tar, and I will light you on fire. You are one match away from burning to death. Pick your poison, buddy. So it's kind of just that thing of you have a little bit of everything. You will see eventually, like, halfway into prepping, probably like a day or two, because it will probably take 2 days to prep and be ready for the capital. So I'd say within that first day, you would see the Mercson's boat near, like, near the area, because there is a river that goes up from the shore up to this border area of the town, because it's like a half a day's walk from this town to the shore. So there's like a little river that does go through here, though. So they just drive, which they probably shouldn't have because it's a little bit more shallow water, but I don't think the Mercson care. The Mercson drive the fucking ship down the river. The boats that they make. And they look at them and go, alright, everybody aboard. You see the Countess and Count that you have for the Mercson go up there. You see Count Tide go up there. So all the Obana, all the Mercson, they begin departing, getting ready for the other town. And you would see them grab a bunch of monsters. You see all sorts of fucking monsters get up on there, by the way. Like, straight up, I'm gonna be real, hold up. Let me grab homebrew collections here. I'm gonna name you some of the monsters that they actually have. That, like, you never recruited these type of monsters, so they haven't evolved. But, like, you would see that they have, like, 2 adolescent Hollivans with them. which are typically lawful goods. The fact that they, like, are going, like, yeah, no, let's fucking get them means they probably weren't treated very well. So, there's 2 adolescent Halavans, which are, like, dog-like, basically massive wolf-like creatures that have, like, deer antlers, essentially on them. That's just for viewers, in case you've never seen any of those active in our campaigns. I don't think we've ever used the Halavans in a podcast campaign, I don't think. You can see a few cinder dashes. You can see a few cowls, which are basically cat owls. They're tiny little cat owls. You can see like a few devil ticks. You can see not a few devil ticks. You can see because let's be real, nobody would get devil ticks as a pet. In no fucking world does anybody do that.
Meanwhile, Dragos, hear me out.
Hear me out. Let me have my pet. You mean your pets? Your horde of 250 devil ticks? Dude, instead of an ant farm, he has a devil tick farm.
Oh man.
He fucking would.
Doctors hate this one simple trick. Fucking kills you.
Doctors hate this one trick. You won't believe what they're keeping away from you. Fucking TikTok, get out of here.
Fucking just kills them. It's
Yeah.
just a...
You can see there's like 3 Pompies ready and raring to go. You can see there's a Murrah. There's a Murrah. Some idiot, or possibly genuinely good pet owner. They probably were a good pet owner, considering they were still alive having a pet Murrah. You can't exactly be an asshole to a Murrah. They will curse you and make your life hell. So there is like a Murrah. There's like a few slimes. Some idiot probably was like, slimes, yeah, give me those things. Give me some pet slimes. That's what I want.
God, fucking...
Yeah. And you can see like 4 viper felluses, which are like the shark cats. The ones with the insane poison. They all load up on that ship.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, they're raring to go. And they would depart. So they'll be attacking probably the town either in the middle of the fucking night, or they'll do... Actually, they might do that because they know that you guys are going to attack the next day. Weirdly enough, that gets some of the soldiers in the capital possibly away from the capital. It's that weird thing of like, yes, they're probably going to keep most of their soldiers at the capital because they're seeing that there's a siege going on their whole country. But they might still have to send out at least a few to the other town just because they kind of have to at least try to protect their people. Unless their king is literally that merciless that he doesn't give a fuck. There is a small shot that they just have a horrible king that looks at the town and goes, "You're a loss. There's no shot we're saving you," type of thing. There's a shot, but you never know. You don't know what type of like king you're dealing with. You don't know if he's actually a good king or not. So
I don't.
yeah. All right. With that being said, you can start getting ready for the capital. Oh boy. Also, finger guns. You can learn the finger guns cantrip. That's so stupid. Do you just shoot somebody by doing finger guns? Is that what that is? I love that.
I think so. I haven't actually gotten to make... I'm like on the side because I'm like, okay, I have time right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just listening. And we're going through this. I'm just making a character that's using the gunslinger class. That I want to see. And one of them was like, "You get the finger guns cantrip." And I was like, "What the fuck does that do? What do you mean?"
Oh man. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I want to mention though, they do find an extra siege weapon that you guys can use for your siege this time. Because you guys would be running low on arrows, so you won't be able to use the Hawacha as much. Because, you know, that takes a lot of arrows. Gotta be real.
Pick up the arrows then.
I mean, yeah, it's the thing of, like, they're going to salvage what ones are still usable, but there's definitely going to be broken arrows. Like, when you're launching that mini in just a scattered array, there's going to be broken ones. So the ammo, no matter what, is always going to dwindle when using something like that. Even when you have the chance to scour everything back. But they did find a ram. Like in one of the guard captain areas. So they now have a ram they can use. So they'll be able to help bash down the wall even better now. Which actually might be more needed for the capital, because there's probably going to be a bit of a bigger wall, considering, you know, it's the main place. So, yeah, you guys can start prepping, and you can leave whenever you wish. Essentially, it's that thing of right now at your disposal, siege-wise, you have the one big Hadesite, aka the Blizzard Gorilla. You have your 2 Hawatches. You have a few cannons, which those I don't know if you can reuse cannonballs, but you do have.
I mean, there's nothing stopping them; they're still there.
Yeah. So so you still have the cannonballs that you can use. So you do have the cannons. You do have catapults. A lot of the rocks that were launched by catapults did kind of shatter upon being, upon landing and making impact. It kind of makes sense. Some boulders did keep more intact, so they'll be able to reuse some of the boulders. However, some catapults they're looking at, they're like, we don't have ammo for you. What do we do? Druster, get in it.
I mean...
like, he's gonna take fall damage, but goddamn, he's gonna hurt.
Fall damage ain't real.
That or they can launch the fucking Latimeria up into the sky, giving them a fucking speedy start into the air.
I like these odds.
So what do you want them to do? Druster launching or Latimeria launching?
Honestly, probably Latimeria. I ain't trying to fucking kill my guys.
Alright, understood. Selena will be in the back providing fire. I will mention, by the way, there was at one point where that front area, that gate that y'all went through, there was an obscene amount of fucking gas from her mortars. Like, it was getting rained on. There was purples and pink. You were looking at everything at one point in time through just purples and pinks, because that's the color of her gases. The charming causes pink, and the poison is purple.
Yeah, that fucking checks.
Uh-huh. But yeah, you guys can make your way out to the capital to begin the siege whenever you wish. What time of day do you want to do it?
Let the other siege happen, because that'll happen, and then...
That'll be at the middle of the night.
Okay, so then we'll probably go... early morning again, because it worked last time.
Alright.
So it's like... Because I'm assuming they wouldn't wait. They wouldn't try to wait all that long after that siege happened, so we kind of already have given them the time to react to that.
Yeah.
So...
If they do choose to actually not abandon the town and actually properly try to defend it, they would have already sent people by then.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
Yeah, so you will begin the siege as things will start to kick up. You would begin to arrive in the morning, and you can see this massive city wall that goes around the capital. This massive stone wall. It stands around at probably maybe I'd say 20 to 30 feet in height. Which it makes sense. It's the capital. They gotta have a lot of people to protect. Yeah, they have 4 guards at the main entrance, and that's just the one standing at the area. There are guards up in the watchtowers. There are guards up on the wall. And they can definitely fucking see the army approaching. So, as you guys begin to get closer, you would hear the war horn begin to blare. As now the war combat will begin. As arrows would begin to fly down towards your group from the walls.
Okay.
And you would see the catapults, the furthest away from any of y'all, staying far off in the back, launch the Latimeria into the air. As the Latimeria go fucking skyrocketing. And they start closing the gap pretty quick.
Hell yeah.
So they are going to be trying to deal with the people up on the walls while not getting shot down. So that's going to be one side of things. We'll see how well that goes. Okay. The Latimeria do pretty well from what you can see. They seem to be evading the majority of the arrows so far.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, the other few ones that actually have proper rocks, they would begin loading the catapults, but they won't be able to launch until they get closer because they need the rocks to actually hit the wall. Some of your Druster will be basically rushing up with the ram, ready to go to start breaking down that wall. And the Hadazite, because this is an actual stone wall instead of a wooden wall, bashing down the wall wouldn't be the best choice of action for the Hadazite, because that's also how big it is. So instead, the Hadazite will begin climbing the fucking wall like fucking King Kong. So.
Alright, bye.
Yeah, you see that Hadazite start climbing up. You can see, like, two of the archers turn their attention from the Latimeria over to him as they start trying to shoot at him. You see an arrow plunge into his skin, and you see him reach like a fucking titan. His arm over the wall and slam his hand down onto that poor fucking bastard of a soldier. You don't see that guy pop back up when that hand moves away. I
fucking hope not.
Yeah. As I begin scaling the walls, you can see that Selena has now set up her mortar, and she begins firing as the gas begins to fill the area. You guys do have your gas masks, so you will be fine. As those begin happening, you can see some of the Latimeria begin launching spell attacks, while other Latimeria are going past the walls instead of attacking the walls, and begin dropping fucking spore bombs. And I'm guessing you're probably like right behind the ram area, I'm imagining, since you kind of need to lead your troops.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ain't no bitch. I'm fucking up here with everybody else.
Alright, what's your AC?
37. No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
I am 18.
Okay, it misses by 1. You see you see like a crossbow bolt come flying towards like your shoulder. As one of the soldiers probably gathered, oh, that might be the guy. If we kill the fucking leader, we're good. So you see like a crossbow bolt get launched towards you, and luckily for you, it doesn't get in between the cracks in like, you know, in your like armor, and it just plinks off your armor instead.
I have studded leather now, which lets me use my dexterity.
Hell yeah. Didn't you have plate armor at one point? Or are you not using
it anymore? I did.
Yeah,
I don't anymore. Cause studded leather for my high dex is better.
Yeah. So it's probably less of it planks off and more of like it gets stuck in the padding, but doesn't puncture past. So you just kind of tear it out of the padded area and then keep going. And then you would see one of the Nezari, which is one of the ice lupin people that you have. You see them out of thin air conjure a crossbow and a crossbow bolt out of ice. Pull back. Or not really, there's no string to pull back. You see them launch this bolt out of this like automatic ice crossbow, and you see this bolt go flying through the air and crack this soldier in like the neck as he falls back. Fun fact, Nezari, one of their mechanics, they can create any weapon they see on the battlefield out of ice. They cannot mimic the magic properties, but they can basically make their own free weapons. So if you disarm them, it doesn't fucking matter. They can just make a new weapon. So yeah, little fun thing there.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. As you would keep marching forward with your group. And I'm gonna be real, like you would see the main big castle area, and you have a lot of town to push through. So you can either leave it to your soldiers and just try to make a blitz towards the castle, Or you can try and push slowly towards the castle with your soldiers.
I'm probably actually gonna help. I'm not gonna abandon my people.
Okay.
They'll figure it. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so you can see, yeah, you can push forward, and, you can just roll me, I guess, just, like, every now and then, just roll me a, like, attack roll, or, like, how exactly are you trying to help out here? Are you just going around swinging at people as you're kind of pushing through? Or what exactly is your way of helping them out in the process?
So, okay, what are the charges for this? Or are there no charges for this?
I don't know.
I don't know either. By the way, oh, we forgot. Never mind. It's too late now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's fine. We talked about doing it last time, but we didn't this time. Oh well. Because we forgot to do that list of fucking things I ate at the other city.
Ah, right. Yeah, I straight up forgot about that. I'll be honest, been kind of busy this week. Not gonna lie.
That's fine.
Nah, yeah, I had my bed frame like get shipped in yesterday, and then we had some other stuff throughout the week. That, by the way, that bed took 3.5 fucking hours to put together. That was a pain in the ass. I got it done though, but like, oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Yeah. So what exactly are you doing to like help them out? Are you just helping with some of the soldiers? Are you like?
I'm hold on. I'm trying to actually think and give you an answer. I know he'd be using his magic because he has Ray of Frost.
Yeah.
Ray of Frost. Definitely one motherfucker gets bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He finds the fuck out. He gets a little. He's like, oh, what's the little guy gonna? Ow! Oh my god, he's fiery. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
And then a lot of people getting stabbed because Dragos isn't trying to use all of his abilities.
That's fair. That's fair.
On the basic enemies. He definitely at one point uses at least a monstrous cry, and suddenly every single one of his allies within range of him has fucking advantage on attack rolls. And just the poor fucking guards are like, are you serious? He's got the kobold shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, nah, it's fair. It's fair, man. Yeah. Oh, man. Hold on, we gotta pause for a quick second here. Alright, we're back, everybody. Sorry about that. I had a package to get delivered off at the door, so. Alright. Yeah, yeah, no, you can 100% do that, though. Also, Ray of Frost would also be a smart use, because even if, like, civilians are trying to run away or something like that, that would help slow their movement, too. So that's, like, another useful thing about that. So you would help your soldiers slowly push onwards. Kind of just helping either round up civilians, killing soldiers, basically just kind of a mixture of the two, just trying to push through the forces in the process is the big thing. But yeah, no, it's like, honestly, it's this thing, it's just pure chaos. Just being straight up. You can roll me a dex save at one point, by the way. But it is just pure chaos. You have the Yugadine basically just vomiting like tar onto people and then lighting it on fire. You have Sugar, who is like a little menace, who is casting all sorts of random fucking spells. Like at one point you see ice begin to, like this like massive cloud begin to form above like the city, and you see hail begin crashing down on people, like in a certain radius.
Yep.
You can see that the Floxerns are doing a mixture of keeping their range with longbows, and then also just getting up close as like rogues and just like stabbing. You can see like there's a few times where like a Floxern a Summer Kitsune gets close to like getting hit, creates a fire clone. The fire clone gets hit instead, and you see it blow up in the person's face, doing fire damage to them. You can see the Elfies helping the Druster by like jumping off their backs and like booping people, causing them to like go into low gravity, or increasing the gravity, making them unable to move out of the way of the incoming swing. Punch, kick, tail swing, who fucking knows with those bastards. They're big guys. I mean, straight up honest, there's definitely a moment where there's at least one Druster that just straight up bites someone's head off. That is definitely a thing.
Oh yeah. Also, I probably do not get out of the way. I got a 13.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, so at one point, like, 'cause there's a lot going on here. You're taking on a lot. You would be fighting one of the other people. This is probably the guy that you're currently biting into. You go on to some guy, you bite him, you begin burning into like his flesh, and you would feel a slash go across your back, as like some idiot with a fucking short sword decides to slash you in the back. And then you would see him get sent to God as Urzog sends him into a fucking building. As you see him skip across the pavement like a fucking pebble across a lake. Oh, man.
I'm gonna be real, Dragos definitely looks behind him like, who? Oh, that's who. Bye! Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. You can see the Latimeria. The majority of the women are either, 1, dropping bombs, or 2, doing, whether if it's combat or not is questionable, but they seem to either be throwing their ass into people, or throwing their chest into people, or casting who knows what type of horrendous ass magic. Meanwhile, the 3 men, the Sir Festivus and the 2 other guys, seem to have congregated together and seem to be creating some type of portal. And monsters seem to be stepping outside of the portal.
I'll be real, Dragos sees the 3 of them together and he goes, at least they're getting along.
Yeah. At least they're getting along. You see a fucking aberration step out of the plane. Oh my god, why?
Dragos, perfect new friends.
Yeah, no, really.
I really hope there's some big brute monster that steps out. People are like, okay, that's the problem. Meanwhile, the 8 auras on its back spitting at everybody.
Yeah, well, you know what you do see? Remember that way back in Roman Harbor, there was that aberrant moth monster y'all fought?
Yeah.
One of those flies out. Yeah. As it starts wreaking havoc.
Well, at least it's friendly, TM.
Yeah. You can see Mia's
We love
little...
7 aberration.
Yep. You can see Mia and her little seal running around the place trying to heal people. While
just
yeah.
I love the idea of her. Just the.
Oh my god! Stop! You can see the Follow-Sites, basically rushing people. And you're starting to see that there's some stones that are beginning to form, specifically statues that are beginning to form. So they're going around petrifying people. You can see the Auralites and the Aberrant Auras are working together. Because the Aberrant Auras, while they aren't evolved, they still have the Aura Kobold pack thing. So they're both benefiting from each other. So the Aberrant Auras are spitting acid off of the Auralites' like shoulders, while the Auralites are like charging people. The Night Vines have started creating, like, massive fucking mushrooms. There's landmines everywhere. There's trees growing out of buildings. There's massive vines sprouting from the ground and fucking grappling and throwing people around. There are the Finnesh, who are just creating ice magic. They're just, like, launching just ice daggers. They're shooting rays of frost. They're just all sorts of fucking ice magic just flying just every which way from these bastards. Meanwhile, you have the Bulyog, who are teleporting because it's like early morning, so there's like tons of shadows right now. Because it's like the perfect time for this. They're teleporting from shadow to shadow, striking random people and then disappearing. So they appear, they shoot a bow, they disappear. Try and catch the fucking archer, I dare you.
Try, motherfucker. Try.
Yeah, try. Meanwhile, you look over and the Hadazite has torn off a, like, chunk of building and thrown it at some poor orc that has been sent to God.
Well, you see, that was a person. He is now sub-person.
Uh-huh. And meanwhile, the Netherite are, like, they're really living up to that witchcraft side of the Netherite bloodline, except one. 7 of the 8 Netherite are casting, like, witchcraft magic. They're either creating ice weapons, and they're, like, you know, like, hexing people, doing, like, bestowing curses upon the enemies, that sort of stuff. And then there's this one Netherite that is completely feral. He's a lot more monster-ish, as he is running on all fours, rushing up to people, biting into their throat, and tearing their flesh out, and then rushing to the next person. So yeah, fun fact, Netherite are kind of like Shalins. They're either super lawful, or they're super feral. Gotta love them. And even their lawfulness is more chaotic than lawful, because they're witches at the end of the day. They're a witch-based race, because, you know, their monster race was originally made by Velva to begin with. So yeah. But yeah, that is how this is going so far. You guys would begin to continue to push in until you would eventually get to the castle. It is like 2 hours, by the way, of you guys just trying to push through this town, slowly eating away at the military power. I'm not saying there's no casualties on your end, of course. There are going to be moments where you would see someone go down. That is how war goes at the end of the day. There would be an Auralite or two that would drop dead. There would be, like, a Druster or two that's going to drop dead. There will be casualties for both sides at the end of the day. But it's definitely more of a heavy loss on the enemy side. You're losing, like, a person or two every now and then, whereas they're losing, like, a couple 20 plus. Like, every, like, so or two. But yeah.
Yeah, they're losing like 10 plus people like a second because it's just a horde of monsters shredding.
Well, it's not even just that. They're like trying to keep their structures intact. They're trying to also keep their, you know, like everything intact while trying to protect civilians. So there's also soldiers getting in the way of attacks that would have hit civilians, things like that. Whereas y'all are actively doing AoE stuff. You're launching catapults. You're letting whole watches rain down volleys of arrows in the areas where you know that allies aren't in yet. You have, like, literal, like, rocks raining from the sky. You have spore bombs being dropped onto people, infecting them and poisoning them and stunning them and paralyzing them. You have alchemical bombs being made that was made by the alchemist before, that are being dropped onto people. So you have, like, alchemical fire and alchemical acid that's being dropped onto people. And then you just have flat-out AoE magic that's being used by the Latimiria and the other magic-based races. So it's just a slaughter that you're seeing here. As you'd eventually get to the castle where the main military force is, some of the forces will continue to push against the city, and some of them will go into, the very small portion of it will go into the castle with you. They'll deal with the smaller enemies in the castle while you deal with the captain, or more importantly, the king. So, two of the other counts will actually go in with you, but they're not going to be helping with the king. They're going to deal with the captain of the knights, because let's be real, that will be a problem. Which is actually where the hobgoblins come into play. The count of the hobgoblins and the countess of the goblets. Which, by the way, fun fact, the evolved version of the hobgoblins is the hoblets. And the evolved version of the goblins are the goblets, so the hoblets and goblets. So the count of the hoblets and the countess of the goblets will take on the captain of the knights. Because as you guys start getting up into the castle, there is this, like, velvet red staircase, leading up to this area where, like, they probably have the throne room. And you can say standing in front of the staircase is the fucking captain of the knights. With, like, 2 of his knights, side by side, like the royal knights. And you can see the hoblet and the goblet just look to you and just go, head on ahead. We got this. As you would see the hoblet begin to form, rocks bursting through this, like, pristine marble floor. bursting through as he begins controlling the ground around him. And you'd see the goblet just smile and fade.
You'll be fine.
The rogue has entered.
Oh, man. Alright,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
So basically, he would create a wall area around you, so that way they can't stop you from getting to the staircase. So yeah, he gets you
Hell
way
yeah.
up. While you guys go deal, while he deals with the captain, you deal with the king. So heck yeah. All right. So you would finally get to the captain's throne room, where you can see, and I'm actually going to get you a picture here, because I actually bothered getting him a picture, because I feel like he needed one. I feel like that's pretty fair. You can see, god dang it, what is going on here with this? Hold up, my window's gone crazy. There we go. It's just a scruffy little day today. You can see this like white leonin sitting on the throne. Kind of like white fur. This like golden crown on him, and a lot of black. He's wearing like a black like trench coat, like one of the trench coats that like you'd see like pianists wear, where they have that like tailcoat kind of trailing behind them, popped collars, black gloves, and like that whole thing. Red eyes. As you can see, the king with his red royal cape. As he would stand and grab the golden battle axe beside him. And you can enter initiative against the king.
Hey.
The king will be rolling his initiative.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well.
What are we looking at?
Fucking 12.
Okay. So it's going to be Nightshade first, then the king, then Dragos, then Urzog, and then Mistis. Alright. As Nightshade got a nat 20 for her initiative. As
Woo.
Nightshade will be going first. As you would see, as she begins to like step towards the king, prepping herself. As you would see as she begins speaking something, and like it is an abyssal, but it's like a runic abyssal because she's chanting something. As he's going to roll me in a con save, and he does definitely succeed. That was a nat 20 against her save. As he prevents from being cursed, as she tries to use her vengeful Hex of the Burned on him. As she then rushes towards him and attempts to do a attack on him, essentially. No, wait, I need to double check. Vengeful of the Burned, yeah, that is a bonus action. Okay, yeah, so she'll be using her strikes. So she has 2 strikes she can attempt. That will be a 16 to hit and a 19 to hit. And neither are gonna connect. So you would see as he would bring up his great axe and basically knock her unarmed strikes to the side. As he like basically uses his handle to knock one of her swings out of the way. And then you would see him basically just swat her other hand away with the second swing. And sadly enough, that is her turn. That actually is very much a sad showing for her. But he rolled really well against the con save, and then like she just didn't hit his AC. As next up will be the king. As the king would begin to raise his great axe, and I'm just gonna double check something here with his class here. Okay, yeah. He is going to do this. So, okay. That's for the Druster. That's for the Auralite. And that's for Mistis. You would see as he would bite his thumb, and a bit of blood would begin to trickle onto his blade, and you would see it to begin to glow. As he puts some type of blood curse onto Mistis. And then he looks towards Nightshade and takes his swing. As that will be, let me see, Count Mistis, what'd you get? Oh yeah, no, you're definitely getting hit. You are definitely getting hit. Okay, yeah. So the 25, Mistis will get hit with his first attack. What about his second one? Second one will not hit. Okay, so you would see with the Great Axe, you would see him basically bring this Great Axe back and cleave into Mistis. As she takes a d12 of damage, she takes 12 slashing damage, and then she will take an additional, let me check here. 18 force damage, so that's 30 damage she has taken in total, because she does not have resistance to any of those. And then, let me double check if he can do anything else real quick. Yeah, because there is this that is currently active. As when she is struck in the process, you would see as, she would take an additional 8 psychic damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah. As you would see the king smile and end his turn.
Alright.
Your turn.
I've got some shit to do.
Yeah.
So, because I've got a big bitch of a fucking of shit to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off, get sealed, motherfucker.
Okay.
And he can give me, as I use my, this is really funny. I used my once per turn ability to place a seal on him. I'm gonna also enact a special that can parry off of this and combo with it. That my specific subclass Painkiller gets.
Yeah.
As it's called By the Throat. As I'm gonna force him to roll a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Let's see what he gets. That one. Okay.
He is restrained until the end of their next turn.
Okay. Understood.
So yeah, so essentially at his next turn he will be restrained by essentially hellish magic that's restraining him. As the seal would essentially temporarily become visible, as it's literally just like got him by the throat, like, you don't get to do shit, bitch. Fuck you.
Fair. Okay.
As I've got my seal on him, I'm actually not gonna be burning that seal, probably. Probably not, actually, no. Because I have an ability that I need a seal on somebody for me to be able to combo into that.
That's fair.
I'm trying to at least use all my shit at least once.
That's fair.
And I've got a cool ability I want to use, but I gotta fucking...
You gotta make it line up.
He has to be hexed. I have to have a seal on him at the start of my turn.
Gotcha.
Because that gives me a buff if I'm near somebody who has a seal on them.
Yeah.
I can expend an additional seal and get a buff. So that's that's a few of my specials. I fucking love this class because of all their fucking specials. What's this one? Okay. Right. Okay, and for my bonus actions, I am going to I'm gonna attempt to bite him and get that petrifying claws in there.
Okay.
So he's restrained, which I think does that give me?
And let me go check. Restrained.
my
attack rolls against you have advantage, and attack rolls you do have disadvantage.
Okay. Cool. Advantage coming in clutch. That literally is the only reason this I rolled well. I rolled a 3 for my first one, by the way.
Okay.
I got a natural 18, so that's a 28 for my bite attack.
That will hit, yes.
Okay, I was about to say if you were about to say that barely hits, I was about to be like, what the fuck?
Can you imagine? No, that doesn't hit,
Dude.
man. Sorry.
Dude, I'm sorry. I heard you go that hits, and I was like, I swear to God, if he says barely, okay. He can also give me a con save.
All right. Let's see. That is going to be an 18.
He meets the DC, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I think that means I think they still take the force damage, but they don't he doesn't get petrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he will take, as I'm gonna bite his arm, as he takes 15 fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then some weird ass, like, 4 force damage. He kind of feels like stone starting to creep onto his, like, arm, but his body's like, no. I am not getting petrified, no.
That's fair, I see you. Okay.
Are all my allies around him?
The only one that's actually gotten to move besides you has been Mistis or Nightshade. So.
Okay, so I'm
30 feet away.
Okay, so I'm actually going to use one of my other abilities that I have never gotten to use, but I've wanted to use.
Mm-hmm.
This entire campaign, I've just never seen a reason to use. I've never seen an opening. I'm going to use my
moose.
No.
Damn.
Oh, also, I just remembered. When I bit him,
mm-hmm.
I haven't done anything else, but I just remembered. He also takes 5 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Because I have terrorizing force, so I get bonus damage. My bites, any attack I do does extra necrotic damage.
Heck yeah. I'm realizing
that could.
I'll let you know this. These attacks, some of the attacks that you've done, look like they're not affecting him as much as they should.
Yeah, that checks.
Because this is coming from his subclass. He has some resistances, I'll be honest, transparent here, that he has specifically because of what he is.
Checks.
So yeah.
Okay, so, but, I'm gonna use my, Invoke Hell Grand Strategist as up to 5 creatures of my choice within 60 feet of me, so my 2 allies, who are often fuckware, they can immediately move up to half their speed without provoking opportunity of attacks.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah, as part of my turn.
Alright, yeah, so Urzog and Mistis, they will move 15 feet forward.
Hell yeah. Alright, that's it. I've never gotten to use Grand Strategist. I've wanted to use it this entire fucking campaign. I've had it since the start.
Heck yeah.
I've had it since I was level 3, and I was like, please, let me use this. I just need a reason. God damn it. There's never a time when I can use it.
Alright, you'd see next up is Urzog as he begins moving forward with haste because of that, like, little movement buff there. Yeah?
Hell yeah. I still have my action.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that was it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I still have my action. I haven't gotten to attack yet. I've just been using all my specials.
Alright.
Dragos has so many fucking specials.
He does. He does.
First hit's a 24, and second hit's a 29.
Those will both hit, yes.
Yay, I'm two-handing this fucking sword so I can get my damn dex bonus.
Yay.
Okay, so slashing, and then so that's 20 slashing,
Okay.
3 cold,
Okay.
and 12 necrotic.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright.
There we go.
Right.
I'm sorry. Dragos
you're
has
good.
so much shit. I
It's
think.
the Ryu thing again. It's Ryu all over again. So.
Yeah, no. I'm be real. He has more specials than he does actual abilities with his base, his bonus actions and actions combined. I think he still has less than his specials.
Sounds
So-
right.
Dragos could just sit there and go, I do this, and this, and everyone's like, okay, what about your... And now I'm going to take my actual turn. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Next up is Urzog, as you see as he begins making his way towards this man with a massive stride. In fact, it feels like it's a little bit of a bigger stride than you remember, as he begins to grow in size, as he doubles in height, as he, with his bonus action, casts Enlarge on himself. And then you see him...
When did this man get magic?
That's the only spell he has. Oh no, he has 2. He has Enlarge and Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Oh, okay.
I guess technically if you count cantrips, he does have Mold Earth. Mold Earth comes from his race. Maximilian's Grasp comes from his race. I think Enlarge / Reduce is the only one that comes from his class, if I remember right. But yeah, you see him reel back with his fist and then go arcing downwards. Because he went from being 9 feet tall to 18 feet. So he's basically a giant right now. As he takes 2 strong swings, putting all of his weight down to the ground towards this Leonin. That's only like 7 feet in height.
Give me your damn knees, bitch. That's the 3 foot tall Oralite stabbing at his ankles.
Okay, so the first one hits. So you see that first strike, while he's enlarged, he does an extra d4 of damage. So that's 19 bludgeoning and an additional 3. So that's 22 bludgeoning to the king. And then after the 22 bludgeoning, you see on the second swing, as he continues to try and go him down, you see that first one basically slam into the shoulder of the Leonin, basically knocking him to the side in the process. And then you see that second swing start coming towards him right after the other one starts getting pulled back. And you see the Leonin basically brush off the ground, shove slightly underneath the second punch, and basically shoulder check the massive Urzog, which he is currently in a position where, yes, while he's massive and he's doing more damage, he can be more easily toppled over if he loses his balance right now. In the current position that he's in with how he's doing these swings. As the Leonin basically checks him with that nat 1, basically knocking Urzog to the side by using his imbalance against him. So Urzog is knocked prone. That is what the D4 has decided for whether or not he's going to take damage, get knocked prone. He can't be disarmed, so that was not an option, or other options that was there. So yeah, he got one of the nicer ones. He's just knocked prone. Doesn't do that much to him in the long run. As that will be the end of Urzog's turn, because he uses bonus action and actions. Next up is Mistis. Mistis will have disadvantage on her first attack, however, sadly enough, because she got a nat 1 on her initiative.
God damn it, Mistis.
Yeah, it's fine. She has 3 attacks in a turn. It's whatever.
Okay. Okay.
As remember how I mentioned that, that little curse?
Yeah.
Yeah. she didn't show it. She took damage when she moved from that 15 extra, like, movement speed. And she'll take damage again because she's restarting her movement, technically. So that would be 2d8 necrotic. But, with her being what she is, does she get... No, she doesn't get necrotic resistance. She gets poison immunity. Because she's an earth elemental with poison abilities. So, she will take this 2d8 of necrotic damage that she would be taking from this curse, which is 9. She'll take 9 necrotic damage. And you would see Mistress as she closes out the rest of the space and begins to reel back for her first swing. She begins to swing. She begins to swing real fucking good. That's really the best way to put that. She opens up her claws and she gets ready for it. And the first one is a 17. That will not hit. The second one is a nat 1. And the third one will hit. So
they do have it. She does have advantage because he is restrained.
Yeah, that's why I didn't roll the disadvantage from before. But nat 1's going to overrule no matter what, because that was still at the end of the day. Unless she can roll nat 20 for it. No. So that won't make a difference, because nat 1 would have failed no matter what. That first one was technically supposed to be a disadvantage, so the disadvantage canceled out, so she only had to roll one time, and she didn't hit that one. And then the third one she hit on the first roll, that's why I didn't roll a second. I could roll a second. It wouldn't have mattered. Okay. But yeah, so you would see as she would take the first swing, and you would see him he's just readjusting himself after basically knocking Urzog to the side. You would see him spin to his right as he would bring up his blade, like the blade end of the great axe, to block the first strike. And then you would see as she begin to swing for essentially his chest right after, and she would drag her claw across his chest, managing to get that next strike in. As she would do, let me check here. 13 slashing damage as she drags her claws up of him. And he is going to roll me a con save in the process, as she activates Petrifying Claws. That is a con save from the dear man. He fails. He fails to save. So you would see as he would take a bit of force damage. As he becomes petrified for a turn. As his body becomes encased in rock. But right as his body begins getting encased in rock, you see as you begin to open for a third swing, you would see him grab the back end of his blade because he doesn't have enough time to do a proper swing, and basically just slam the end of the blade into her chin right before he'd become petrified for a turn. So he'll take an extra d8 of damage, but she is going to also take some blunt end damage too. So that is an extra d8 of necrotic. So he would take one extra necrotic. That wasn't... God damn it. I need you to roll more than one, buddy. And then she will take... We'll just say it's a d6 of bludgeoning. Because it's just kind of the back end of a great axe. It's not going to hurt that much. Just 3 bludgeoning damage to her chin. As that will be the end of her turn. As he is now restrained and petrified. As it now comes back to, to your favor, your one and only Nightshade. So while he's petrified, just double check. He has incapacitated condition, so we're going to give him that in the process. Speed is 0.
His concentration.
Huh?
His concentration is broken.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he didn't have any anyway, so that's fine. The curse... If you're talking about the curse is just happening. His specific curse does not require concentration.
Figures.
Yeah. Let's see. Turn an inanimate object. Let's see, along with non-magical weapons. Let's see. Inanimate, let's see, usually stone. Weight increases, factor by 10. Attack rolls, you have advantage against. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You automatically fail strength saving dex throws. Your resistance to all damage. So he does have resistance. That is something at least going for him in the process. And he has immunity to the poison condition while petrified. So just keep in mind, probably don't want to use poison magic on him right now. No, I don't think any of y'all have that anyway, so it shouldn't matter. Let me close my door real quick. Hold on. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so, yeah, after that, it will enter to Nightshade's turn. In which case, she will, because he can't do anything about it because he's petrified, she will spew tar vomit onto him, as he is covered in tar, while encased in rock.
Okay.
She just chooses to vomit on him. And then she reels back, and she starts beating the shit out of him.
And just fucking hex him again.
Well, the hex is a con save, which he
Yeah.
can still roll against. But a dex
Oh,
save
yeah,
he
yeah.
can't. So she's just making sure she can go ahead and get him covered in tar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So the first unarmed strike will hit, and second will hit. Okay, cool. Alright, as you would see her finally get 2 strikes in on this king, who is now petrified, as he takes 11 bludgeoning and 7 bludgeoning. He does have, I think, resistance while he's paralyzed, if I remember right.
Petrified, yeah.
Yeah, petrified. Yeah. So he only take half damage. So 7 and 11. Okay, that's weird numbers. So 6 and 4. As he takes a little bit of damage from her. And I don't think she can do anything else. So that's the end of her turn, because that was her action and bonus action. It is now your turn, because he loses a turn, because he is incapacitated, technically speaking, for a turn.
Fuck yeah, he's not restrained anymore.
Yeah.
How nice. Here we go. Here we go, everyone. Y'all ready for Dragos and his infinite bullshit?
Here we go.
Alright, he places another seal and becomes frenzied.
Okay.
As essentially Dragos has an ability called Hellish Frenzy that says when he starts his turn within 30 feet of a interdicted creature, which is just a creature with a seal on it.
Yeah.
He can expend a seal to become frenzied until the start of his next turn.
Yeah.
So while frenzied, his movement speed is doubled, he has a bonus to his AC, and he can attack 1 extra time when he makes an attack action.
Okay.
So he now has a multi-attack of 3 temporarily.
Heck yeah.
Which is fine. He can also give me another wisdom save.
Another wisdom save. That will be a 15.
Okay, somewhere around here, I'll find the save.
I got you. I think last time your other save was an 18, so it's probably an 18 again?
I think it's a 17, according to this.
Okay.
So what did he get?
He got a 15.
Okay, so when he gets unpetrified next turn, he will be restrained still. Cool.
Okay.
I know that's extra, but I like for him to have that disadvantage.
Fair enough.
Is there anything else? Just the fucking...
I know,
you know what? I'm gonna use my special ability that I've only ever gotten to use fucking once. Okay. Okay. I'm going to, when I start my attack, I'm going to enact, Devastator, which is a once-off ability I have.
Okay.
Which says I can choose up to 5 willing creatures within 30 feet of me, and each of those creatures can use their reaction to make 1 weapon attack, or cast a damage-dealing cantrip.
Okay.
So, I'm attacking, and now all my allies also get to swing once.
Okay. So Nightshade will hit. Missed this. Will not hit. And Urzog will hit.
Yeah.
Urzog does, with his tail, because he's still prone, so he just hits him with his tail. 18 and an additional 1, so 19 bludgeoning damage. Nightshade does 10 bludgeoning damage.
Just the visual of like a fucking turtle, like he's just on his back, like I gotta get up. Fuck you. He's just like
he definitely just strikes, like he basically just while he's getting up, he's just striking the statue right now, essentially, with his tail.
Oh my god, I fucking love this. I love how bullshit my group is.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love it.
Oh god.
Okay, so I swung my 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I hit. I got my lowest to hit was a 24, and I was rolling at advantage.
Yep, those will hit.
So I got 25, a 28, and a 24. So woo.
Okay.
Advantage goes hard. That's the only reason I got those, like 2 of those hits.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, that wasn't just I rolled well. No, fucking I rolled like a 5 and a 4. For like those first 2 rolls. I was like, no, please, I need to hit.
Oh man.
Okay, and then I fucking also am going to do this. Actually, no, I can't do that yet because I haven't taken damage. Son of a bitch. That's fine. So he's gonna get smacked and he's resistant. That's fine. It's just damage is damage.
Yeah.
So that is 33 slashing.
Okay.
$11 cold.
Okay.
$13 fire damage.
Okay.
And 13 necrotic damage.
Okay. Gotcha. Alright.
Have and do as you will. I just like the damage go burr. Hiya.
Oh yeah, no, it makes a difference.
Literally just a turn of getting his ass beat. I want to mention, I also thought about using that fucking mask that I have.
Yeah.
From the smiling guy, and I'm like, nah, I'm actually gonna let this guy fight.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, is there anything else you are doing on your turn?
I don't think there is anything else I can do.
Okay. Next up will be Urzog's turn. Because he's still petrified. He won't get unpetrified till Nightshade's not till Nightshade, till Mystic's turn. Because by then it'll be a full turn of him being frozen. So,
yes.
As Urzog would go, as he'd get up, look at him, annoyed, and flurry of blows with his additional attacks.
Oh my god.
That is, let's see, First one's gonna miss. Second one's gonna hit. Third one's gonna hit. And fourth one's a nat 20. Alright, cool. So you see that first strike he gets on the Petrified King basically just doesn't puncture through the stone properly. And then you see as the next 2 strikes begin to crack the stone, doing 19 bludgeoning and 17 bludgeoning. And then this is how he gets out of the petrified form from this nat 20. As Urzog clocks him in the chest with that nat 20. So hard that it shatters the petrification and sends him 30 feet back.
Oh, bye.
As he takes an additional 32.
Oh my god.
So that's 32. and 17 and 6 and let's see. Actually, no, because it would be half because of petrification, so it would be. Hold up, I gotta go back. So it'd actually be 16 damage instead. So I gotta give him 16 health back. And then the other damages was 19 and 17. I gotta split those. Why is it always odd numbers where I need to split stuff? So that's gonna be 9, and then 10. Okay. As he is almost near bloodied at this point. As you can see the king begin to break out of the stone. As it now enters Mistus's turn. As Mistus would rush towards them and throw a kick. As this, as she's rushing towards them, throwing this kick from 15 feet away, you would see her take that D8 of necrotic damage, as she still has that curse on her. She takes 8 more necrotic damage. And then on top of that, you see this blade of air, this visible air, it's just white transparent air, gush through directly towards the king. As let me see if that'll hit. Aye, right, okay. No, it does not. In fact, does not hit. You'd see as this air, this flash of air begins crashing towards him as she uses Crusaded Kick. And you'd see him bring up his great axe and slash it, basically cutting through the air, disabling the attack. As she would then close the rest of the distance, land an unarmed strike, and then land another unarmed strike. To be more specific, is 2 iron arms. As one of them was another nat 20. Why?
Good. Fucking
as
bastard.
She goes from using claws to balling up fists as she clocks him in the shoulder for 29 bludgeoning and then strikes him in the side of the head with the crit, doing 56.
That's not wait.
As he goes from being bloodied a little bit past bloodied. As you see that striking, you see his eye on that side of his head kind of almost go a little bloodshot. And you can see him kind of stumble back, almost dazed.
Okay. Hell yeah. Was it the 37 that was the crit?
Yes. Did I miss? No, I missed it damage.
Yeah, no, that'd be 74.
Yes, and what did I say?
You said 56. That's why I was like, what the fuck do you mean 56?
Yeah, no,
where did he get
I did an 18 different. My brain went to 27 instead of 37. I straight up misread it.
Okay, that's fine. That's why I was like, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say no. Damage.
No, I misread it.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. All right. As technically, I'm gonna be real, the option for what that was, for that crit would have done, it would have stunned him. But he's going to use a legendary resistance.
Checks.
Alright. Well, that's her turn. So now it's Nightshade's turn again. As it reaches her turn. And Nightshade will rush and light her hand on fire using Flame's Grace, her only spell. Actually, to be more fair, her only, actual spell from that's not from her class. She has Cleric Initiative, just so she could learn Flame's Grace.
Wow.
As she's gonna do her unarmed strikes to try and set him on fire with the tar, because when they're covered in tar, her fire damage does double damage. Okay. Oh, okay. You see her run up, and as she begins to reel back to swing towards him, you see him basically move to the side and hit her in the back of the head with his great axe.
Fucking another nat 1?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
As that's gonna be 11, and it's doubled, so 22 slashing damage. Dice are on something today. They really are.
Yeah.
As her other attack had missed, so she just gets hit. That's it. That's her turn. As it's now the king's
least-
turn.
At least he's still fucking restrained. Get disadvantage, asshole.
Yep. So he looks to you, and I'm going to ask you a question. He's using a subclass you made ages ago, and I've never seen anyone use it before. At least at this level. There's a certain move that doesn't say there's any save, or attack, or to hit. Miasma. Is there a save?
Miasma.
Occultist Blood Hunter.
Oh, he's fucking that. Yeah, no, there should be a save.
Do you know what it is?
It should, miasma, yeah, no,
I'm
this
guessing
class
Kai,
had,
right?
it should, so, miasma is a part of a bigger string of abilities, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I think so, if I remember right.
So does he need to do other things to make that happen? 'Cause there's
No,
nothing-
it just
okay, gotcha.
No, it comes along with other shit.
Gotcha.
I don't make things well.
No, that's fair, that's fair. It's one of those things where I was looking at it, I was like, there's nothing saying I need to have anything active to use it. I just use it.
Yeah, okay, so the thing with miasma, this is what the thing... Okay, so... Miasma creates I'm just gonna be honest, it creates a burst that goes off of the eruption sheet. Because it does, like, 2 debuffs from the eruption ability.
So does he still need to erupt? Does he still need
No,
to... Okay.
No, so the eruption ability, that's what it's called.
Yeah. I know there's the eruption. I've seen that.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that it's using. It's using 2 of those abilities. Miasma just blinks off of those.
Gotcha. Now I'm
It's
realizing it doesn't have a range written down, unlike eruption. So is it the same range? 15 feet?
Miasma has a 25. It is... I wrote it
Okay.
down, I just don't know if I fucking did it well. Which I didn't, so that's fine. I have to fix.
It's fine. You can always fix it later. Alright, so he can't do the thing I was going to have him do then. Okay, then he's going to do something else then. He brings back his greatsword and swings at nothing, aiming towards you guys, as a bunch of stars begin flying out of the great axe. As both you, Urzog, and Countess Nitsify will all be in the way. As you can all roll me dex saves. As astral stars come flying towards you.
What the fuck?
Yep. It's part of his axe. He has an amplified cosmic. He has the amplified comet great axe. Urzog, of course, does not get out of the way because it's Urzog.
Yeah, and I got a 18, which I doubt is enough.
That actually meets the DC of this weapon because it doesn't use his DCs. If it was his DC, you wouldn't win. But that actually meets the DC of this weapon. So you will take half damage.
Whoa.
As he does 3d10 force damage to everybody that's in that area. The others fail, so they're just going to take full damage.
Oh my god.
Yep. Lucky for y'all, he rolled 2 nat 1s in his damage. I'm really, I was like, I'm gonna use his occultist thing, and it's gonna let them, this subclass they made, let it shine. Like, it's gonna be this cool moment. He's rolled like shit. Nothing about this boss is done well.
I know that his, the eruption is one of their big things.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Magic and bullshit, and it causes statuses and fuckery.
Alright, and then he looks over to, the Nightshade. An eruption. Con save.
Oh my god.
He's the only one he can reach. Alright, she does not beat the save. As she will take 48 damage. There is no element to it, apparently.
There is, it's just in the description of it. Eruption was a difficult thing for me to code. Because I didn't want to make... No, Eruption as a thing, it has like 6 different abilities that he can use as a part of that. But I didn't want to make 6 different actions. because I was trying not to clutter the fucking sheet.
Yeah, the thing is I'm questioning now. So is the 48 not separate damage from the effect damage stuff? Because
So the 48 is one of the abilities. That's like the default one, yes.
Ah, I see. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the Searing Flames.
That's I think it's the, I don't remember the names. I think it's the first, I wrote in the damage
the
die.
Searing Flames is the first one, so I'm guessing it's that one.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was a class that was like, I made it, and I was like, this is like slightly confusing to use, but also it's both difficult to use.
Yeah.
It's also been a while since I've made it.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Okay, right. Yeah. So you'll use Searing Flames. They'll take the 48 of damage, and they'll be on fire for a turn. They'll continue taking that damage, as they're just now on fire.
What a bitch.
Which I know it's like, oh, but she has fire resistance. She'll be fine, but it's also part lightning, so it doesn't actually half. As she goes past bloodied, and she's starting to get near crippled.
Checks, because fucking everyone's rolled a nat 1.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And then he's going to use his legendary action, or more like legendary fuck you, to break the restraint. As you feel your seal snap. And that will be the end of his turn, as he will basically just stand there.
Okay, so is he actually breaking the seal I've played on him?
He's basically dispelling it.
Okay, so it's no longer active. Got it.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Okay.
I don't know enough about Illriggers on how that affects how your thing runs. That's just me saying, yeah, no, that doesn't, it's gone, essentially.
Okay, that fucks me over greatly.
I did not know that. I'm gonna be straight I legit I know absolutely nothing about Illriggers. Straight up.
Yeah, no, the thing with Illriggers is nobody else is aware of those seals other than Illriggers.
Gotcha.
Like, the seal is invisible to everyone but me.
Gotcha. Considering he's magically restrained, I feel like it makes sense that you'd at least be able to know that something's messing with him. Like, I feel like that's fair, like, even if you can't see it.
Yeah, no, it just, him snapping it essentially wastes one of my limited uses of it.
Gotcha.
And disables my ability to use something I was gonna do.
Gotcha.
And also fucks with another thing. God, fuck. Okay, I know, that fucks with me greatly. Alright.
It will be your turn. I'm not gonna back out of it, but I did not know that. So.
I wasn't expecting you to. It just comes back, fucking wisdom save, bitch. I'll just place another one. I don't care. I don't care.
Fair enough. Is that what we're doing? Wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
He would get a 15 plus 3, so that is going to be an 18 this time.
Okay, he will barely fucking pass. So he's not fucking restrained again.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so I was going to make my 2 fucking swings. I attempt to bite him. I'm assuming an 18 misses.
That will miss, yes.
Okay. And then, with my, I was going to also have a, on my second, I'm gonna make 2 swings. My first attack was a natural 18 plus 10, and my second attack was a natural fucking 20, which...
Yeah, that'll hit.
I've decided to use my fucking Infernal Conduit die that I have, which are literally the ability to And so I decided to use all the die on that second swing.
Okay.
I decided that before I rolled.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 20. Holy fuck. That's amazing. That's actually really great.
That is.
Fucking con save, bitch.
Alright. He got an 11.
He does fail. Now, the good thing about this specific Infernal Conduit, the damage from the conduit damage can't be halved.
Okay.
It's necrotic damage, but it cannot be reduced.
Okay.
And he will gain a level of exhaustion
Okay.
as that second swing hits. So, whoa. Oh my god. Okay, now to fucking roll some damage. Okay, so I'm gonna roll everything I have to do first, and then we'll do the second one. So the first swing does 8 slashing, 1 cold, and 8 necrotic.
Okay.
My second swing, I'll just say the base value, and you can double or keep, but this is the net 20.
Yeah.
Depending on his resistances.
Yeah.
14 slashing, that's the base.
Okay.
2 cold,
Okay.
6 necrotic,
Okay.
and then this is the damage that he cannot have.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the so I used all my die because I was pumping his. I'm trying to kill this fucker because I need him to stop living.
Yeah.
The base value of 33.
Does that count with the doubled? I think it does, right?
Yeah, so that'd be 66 necrotic damage that he can't have.
How do you want him to die? He had 52 HP left right before that. So how do you want him to die?
I will
near crippled to immediately going past crippled and dead.
I will stab my sword into him with that second. I'll slash him and then stab my sword into him. And since it's Devour that's killing him, it literally essentially is sapping away his life essence, like almost like a hellish pull of energy.
Yeah.
So it essentially saps away what's left of what he had in his life that was still there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
A lot of necrotic energy comes off that sword. A little bit of Vaughn coming out with that.
Oh yeah. I'll be real, with all that necrotic, honestly, the fur on this man would probably wither away. The fur would wither away, and he would eventually fall to the ground, lifeless.
How's everybody else doing?
Urzog barely got hit.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of just, it was that weird thing of he didn't really get to do honestly the majority of his shit, so Urzog just didn't get touched. Miss just took all of her damage was from the necrotic, really. She took that 1 star damage, that one little cone of damage, but she's has 84 out of 112. And then Nightshade's she's 47 out of 111.
She just kept getting bonked. I just fucking
yeah.
Dude, I love the fact how much this man was stop it, stop, quit it, bonk, quit, stop it. The fucking can you stop, you tar creature? Just fucking the amount of nat 1 she rolled. It just more was him going, stop. Quit it. You fucking.
Oh god, yeah.
Also, this I weirdly brought a fucking disabling crew. Our whole thing was you don't get to play the game. Fuck you.
That's kind of what happened, yeah. Because you had Urzog who just hits hard, and then you have the Follow-Site who she does hit hard, but also if she just uses normal unarmed strikes instead of things like Iron Arm, she can add her Petrifying Claw onto it, which does a little bit of extra damage and petrifies. And then you just have the tar, which I'm gonna be honest, the tar vomit does, besides just, doubling, fire damage onto you, it does just do extra stuff. It does, like, slow their movement down, it gives them disadvantage on dex saves, that sort of stuff. So, yeah, no, it was a lot of status effects, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, alright, he's just not gonna get to do much, huh? That's fine.
Yay! I win!
Heck yeah. Oh, man.
I'm also at full health because I fucking healed.
That's true. That's true.
Because technically I heal from Devour, so it's almost just like...
Oh, God. You know what's funny is that, like, I'm pretty sure the Blood Hunter, I've had 2 bosses now, 2 BBEGs in mini campaigns for y'all now, where the end fight for a BBEG has been a Blood Hunter. That is like a weird thing. That's not on purpose, by the way. That's just like a weird thing that I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will also mention, I think it's funny that I'm pretty sure that Ronin y'all fought in the other one probably actually could have fucking 1v1 and beat the crap out of this guy. I'm pretty sure. Because y'all didn't even beat him, if I remember right. Didn't he Sudoku? Sudoku?
He did, but also I
Yeah.
rolled, like, for shit, and I was level 5.
Yeah.
Like, that fight was...
Yeah. Is that thing of, like,
That
he had... Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we literally keep talking at the same time.
Go.
I was gonna say, he literally had so much less health. He only had, like, I think 180 or something like that. No, 320. Whereas the lion had 400. But, like, he had more damage, and also he was just more evasive. This guy weirdly was, like, crowd control. The king with crowd control, like, damage. But he never got to do any of it. That's the thing. Like, there's so much stuff. He was like, alright, I've got these curses. I've got all this extra stuff. I have a bunch of resistances. Like...
The eruption is more of, like, an AoE thing, too.
Which, again,
So...
that was gonna be the plan. And then he got petrified. And then he got restrained. And then he got moved 30 feet. And I was sitting here like,
and then he got restrained again.
Yeah. He was just sitting here like, oh my god, fucking stop.
Oh my
like
god.
When he saw a crowd instead of just one person trying to attack him, he was like, oh, he smiled. Because he was like, yeah, no, this is easy. I just crowd control. This is my thing. And then he's getting status effect, and he's like, okay. Well,
wait, no.
You're
Wait,
cheating.
no. This is a lot worse than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man. You still haven't used the moose back kick. Sad time.
Hey,
man.
hey, give me your fucking ear. I bite his ear.
Alright.
I want Leonin straight. God damn it.
Alright, you got his daunting roar.
Okay.
Any enemy within 10 feet of you, you can roar, and they have to roll wisdom save or become frightened. You get that mechanic.
Hell yeah.
Heck
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know why, but I just pictured Dragos looks at someone and goes like makes like a tiny aura squeak.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they are terrified.
God. I want to mention, you guys get done with this fight, and then you look over at, like, one of the stained windows, and there is a goblin that is, like, crawling up the window. You see them stop, or, sorry, the goblet. You see them stop, look at you guys, try to wave, and then fall.
No!
You see them look at you guys, and it's that, like, the happiest smile, and you see them, without thinking, let go to try and wave, and you see them sit there in the air, and then plummet.
No, oh my god. No.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you guys will all reach to level 18 from that.
Ooh.
Yeah. As you feel like you might be able to attune to that greatsword.
Hey.
Do you attune to it?
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody stays at level 18 except you as you go into awakened level.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
You feel right now like as if you really wanted to just end the rest of this current war ongoing and save yourself some casualties, you could release a massive rush of spore throughout the entire capital that would paralyze everyone.
Everyone who's an enemy, right?
Yes.
Or is that just everyone, period? Okay.
Anyone that has to breathe. The Thruster are fine, but the Orlites might be a little paralyzed for a little bit.
Oh my god. It's a weird, like, I want to do this, but also I don't want to do that because I'll fucking cause the people in the air to fall. I don't want my allies to get fucked up.
Don't worry, they'll be fine. The ones that are flying, they'll be fine. They're in the air. They're out of the way.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Alright, you release a massive amount of green spores as it goes and covers the entire capital like a fog. As all the soldiers begin to drop. And so do the Orlites. And the Netherite. And... No, I'm joking. They'll be fine, actually, because they have the gas masks. So...
Oh, yeah, no, everybody has gas masks. Never mind, we're fine. We're chilling. Oh,
I wanted to see if you'd call me out on it. But yeah, no, they'll all fall to the ground besides the ones with the gas masks. There's like one goblet that's like, I'm gonna take my thing. We win. They tear off the gas mask. You see them fall on the floor flat on their face. You see that they're going for, like, they're gonna, like, throw their hands up in, like, celebration, like, they tear off their mask. You see them begin to bring their arms up, smile on their face, and you see them just, like, begin to waver, and then just fall straight forward on their face.
God damn it.
You see when the goblets, look at that one. Look to it, scratch its chin, like, thinking. Because they're naturally curious race, and you see them just kind of nod their head. Take off their mask to try and take a sniff, and you see them fall over. And you see the next goblet scratch its chin, and you see it nod its head, grab onto the mask, and sniff, and you see it fall. And it's like this domino effect until eventually one of the hobbits grabs the next goblet that looked like he was about to do it, and shake his head. So there's like 18 hoblets just like in a row, they're like directly in a row. Like some of them fell on top of the other person, some of them like fell a little bit off to the side.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're on the floor.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the aberrant creatures would begin to return back to the aberrant plane because it looks like they're like, this guy I'm boring. Okay, I'm taking this one soldier with me. Come here. That's food for later.
Well, bye.
Yeah, the moth flies out back into the aberrant plane. With the random other aberrations. There's like a mimic that it's still in chest form and it has like 2 legs. You see it grab like 3 different soldiers, throw it, like open its mouth, unhinge it, bite down on the 3 bodies, and then run off. It doesn't go back into the aberrant plane. It just ran off.
That's fine. That definitely can't be horribly wrong.
Definitely not. He's having a snack, man. But, yeah. The Druster and the other races can begin, restraining any of the captives. Any of the people that were caught in the siege that aren't dead. So...
Hell yeah. I am leveling up myself.
That is fair. That is fair.
I am now level 20. Yay.
Nice.
I'm now level 20 because I can't give myself level 21.
Yep. That's not technically a thing, but we'll do some stuff with that. We'll do that behind the scenes.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, you have technically taken over the island. You just have Nier to deal with now. Which is to figure out how and when you're gonna pin down Nier. You could do what Orderin said and try to predict when he'll come to Count Vaughn's domain, or you can attempt to figure out where he's going next. Or, unless you have a different idea, again, it's always open to all ears. The temple's, the church, the Near's definitely been destroyed in the capital. Like, that thing's decimated.
That would make sense.
Yep. So, it's really up to you on what you want to do with that.
Okay, I think I want to help Vaughn. And I feel like I have the best odds helping Vaughn.
Uh-huh.
The problem is I need Vaughn to let me have.
That is also true. He kind of did give off his ring to you and went, here. And then, like, left. Kind of like, hey, I'm gonna die, so have one of my rings, you know. We're gonna need a new god of monsters at some point, so.
Yeah, no, dude, honestly, Dragos is, he might, like, as much as he wants to save Vaughn, he also knows that Vaughn gave him the ring, so once Near's fucked off and gone and fuckwhere,
yeah,
Dragos can retake that mantle.
Yeah.
So he's like, I want to help Vaughn, but also Vaughn has entrusted me with his fucking ring, and it'd be kind of fucking disingenuous to just go and die.
Yeah. It's both are valid choices. If you end up going down the route trying to save Count Vaughn, you do know that there are two other people that he bestowed rings upon. You don't know where they are. You can always try and find them if you want. Though I don't know how you would go about trying to locate them. That's for you to throw out ideas.
I don't think I can.
If you end up wanting to try and take the mantle, you would probably be in competition with probably the other two people he passed his rings off to. So it's kind of the question of, do you want the campaign to end here in today's session and let Count Vaughn meet his end, to attempt to take over his mantle later in the future, because he did bestow you his trust at the end of the day. Disingenuous.
Yeah.
But also, wanting to save the person that has given you basically a certain life is also a pretty fair thing to do as well. Like, neither is really in the wrong, if we're being honest. It's just how you handle things.
It's really that thing of Dragos is sitting there going, you gave me my start in life, and you also helped make me into this abomination that I am.
Yep.
I'm a glorious abomination at that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a roll, because I'm, like, very 50-50.
That's fair.
Because both options are very valid, and the problem is I can see Dragos doing both.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, he is going to kind of a, like, it's that thing of, I think a lot of people, like, while everyone else is celebrating, because yes, they won.
Yeah.
Dragos is sitting there and, like, is a, like that slow realization of he's sitting there going, I don't think I can save Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm strong. I've become very powerful in a very short period of time. Mir's had fucking how many?
Yeah.
Centuries? Millennia?
Well, you know the world's at least 1,000 years old, so he's at least 1,000 years old.
Yeah, I've been sentient for a month.
Yeah.
Have I very quickly become an extremely powerful person? Yes.
Yeah.
Dragos might honestly keep up this momentum of power gaining at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he might shoot for going beyond just being a god.
Okay.
He might eventually go for Eldritch if he can.
So, typically... Okay. Alright, yeah, my gods work a little different on how that works, but I understand what you're going for here. Okay.
I don't know how. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a whole separate thing I'd have to explain to you. Because typically the gods just stay as kind of just gods. Like, they can become arch-gods, but they normally don't go past that.
Okay. But then whatever the rank is, whatever
Yeah.
that rank is, I don't really exactly know how it works.
Yeah, there'd be god, arch-gods, and then not eldritch gods, but elder gods. That's kind of how I do that, because Eldritch Gods I kind of set off as a separate thing. They're more of the actual psychologically horrific things. They're more like cosmic horrors. They're cosmic horrors that become gods. Those are the people where those gods are the ones that go, yeah, no, we'll make a deal. We don't just give stuff. We don't just help the mortals. These are the gods that go, yeah, we can do stuff for a price. There's a lot more that goes into what is, I don't know how to exactly explain, but yeah, if you started off as a god, you would reach into arch god and then maybe elder god if you get to that point in strength, but you wouldn't go into eldritch. I use eldritch less as a ranking and more as its own separate thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Then he'd just be gunning for Arch God or Elder if he can get there.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, he can 100% aim for that in the future. We'll just kind of see how things play out over time. Obviously,
knowing the dice,
in the campaign, but you know, in the other campaigns, you know.
Yeah, knowing the dice, he's gonna die first day.
I doubt that. It's a thing of he has 2 other competitors that'll be reaching for the throne. And typically in order to get the mantle of the godhood, the ones that are also in the running, if they're also trying for it, he would have to kill them. So, weirdly enough, it's going to come down to he's going to have to find the other 2, or they're going to have to find him, vice versa. Someone's got to come to somebody, and eventually one of them's got to die. So there's 3 people reaching for the mantle of Count Vaughn. But only time will tell. Time will tell, see what happens. Who knows what'll happen.
Yep.
But yeah. As the campaign would begin to end, Urzog would grab the crown of the dead king and place it on your head.
Hell yeah. This is my kingdom now.
A new island to rebuild.
A
lot of slaves, sadly. That is the thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Morally, not okay.
We love food sources.
Yep. Yes, you do.
Put them to work.
Oh, jeez. That being said, thank you all for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed the mini campaign. I don't know if that. I feel like a lot of times when I end a one shot, it's like, or one shot or mini campaign, I always feel like, damn it, is this anticlimactic? I feel like it's hard to make that fully live up to it. But I think it was still a good thing. You got to kill the king. You got to decide whether or not you're going to help Count Vaughn. You chose to not, which is completely fair. And now it's just the question of whether or not who's going to take over the mantle when that day comes. But thank you guys for watching this episode. We'll see you guys next time. And you can find more of our campaigns up on the Lost Shipyard, up on YouTube, and on Lost Harbor Tavern, up on YouTube. We have a bunch of them. Over on this channel, we have things like Sanity Campaign, as well as the Amnesia Campaign and Duped Campaign. And over on the Lost Hour Tavern, we have the Rum and Harbor Campaign, as well as the Brothel Campaign and the Garner Campaign. You know the drill at this point. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!
Bye.